Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Going back to the lake tonight instead, so shooting here. Today's video is, when in doubt, do this. So we'll get to that in a second. Hope everybody's well. Good stuff, beautiful day. Plane flying overhead, so we got airplane boy. So, when in doubt, do this. The answer to that question is return to the fundamentals. All right. And for anybody who's new here, I'm a coach who helps people eliminate chronic pain or other chronic ailments with a mind-body approach. Most symptoms are the result of the brain perceiving danger, and in many cases, especially chronic cases where symptoms last way longer than a body would take to heal, the perceived danger is a false alarm. So that's the premise here. But when you are in doubt of what's going on or anything like that, anytime you've got doubt as to your ability to get better, what's happening, why do you have symptoms, go back to the fundamentals. And I'll point you to a couple of resources. dansfaststart.com. And I know a bunch of people will be going, yeah, I watched that already. No, go back and watch the first video, because that first video explains this concept of how perceived danger, not actual danger, perceived danger is what creates the symptoms. That's a great fundamental. So I have the foundational four, and in that fast start, I think the third video talks about the four foundational principles. First one is understand what creates pain or symptoms, the perception of danger. 2, does this apply to me? I talk about this all the time, folks. Does this apply to me? There are 2 assessments, and I like the FIT assessment. So go to isthispdp.com, isthispdp.com, and look on that page. You'll see about 19 questions bulleted. Answer those questions for each symptom you would like to evaluate. If you answer one or more of those questions as true, then the answer is your brain and the perception of danger is creating the symptoms. Foundationally, if you're in doubt, you got to go back to the fundamentals. And if you say, well, I don't remember how I did, or I took the test months ago, but I'm pretty sure it's TMS or mind-body or perceived danger. When you're in doubt, if you are in a high degree of fear and a bit of chaos, freaking out a bit, take a step back, hit the reset button, go to the fundamentals. Watch the first video at dansfaststart.com, get a grounding in the cause of symptoms, and then redo the assessments. isthispdp.com, redo the assessments. You're going to have your answer. That will eliminate your doubt as to whether or not this is a mind-body concern or not. The rest of the... I knew that was coming. The rest of the videos in the Fast Start playlist are the instructions on how to reverse this process, how to teach the brain that you're actually okay. There's a number of videos there. Chip away at it, go through a few videos a day, and inside of a few days or a week, you're going to go through that Fast Start playlist, and you're going to have a really, really, really good idea of what's going on. Yes, it applies to me, and here's what I need to focus on, right? It's a great way to hit the reset button if you are in doubt, fearing, freaking out, wondering what's going on. And again, folks, for the people who say, I'm doing everything right, but the symptoms are still there. It's possible that you're doing a lot of things right, but there's a couple of things that may be sabotaging you. So there's a mistakes document. Go to painfreeyou.com, enter your email, and click get the self-assessment and the 11 mistakes document. The 11 mistakes document is the one I want you to read through. And I've had lots of people say, oh, Dan, that 11 mistakes document, I'm making every single mistake. And then they wonder why they're not getting better. right? And the reason I know about these mistakes is because I made every single one of them for well over a decade, and that's why it took me 12 years after I found out about Sarno before I got better, because I screwed up every possible way known to man and woman. And it's just really easy to fall into the traps of these mistakes. So by understanding what the mistakes are, you can say, ooh, I'm doing that, let me avoid, let me not do that, let me switch my tactics, strategy, viewpoint, mindset. All right. So when you're in doubt, doubt creates fear. Fear is a perception of danger. When you are in doubt, it is likely that symptoms will continue. So eliminating the doubt has got to be job number one. So if you're in doubt, even if you've been at this stuff for years, if you're in doubt or starting to wonder, how come I'm not getting better? Maybe it's not TMS. Do this. Go back. Watch the first video in dansfaststart.com. Do the assessments. And I talk about the assessments in the second video of the Fast Start playlist. Make a note of it. Jot down, okay, so for this symptom, my knee, for example, I checked off 3 of the questions as true. Now look, you don't need all 19 to be TMS or mind-body. You just need 1. Because that means your symptoms are behaving as if they're created by the brain, not by a structural problem. And if you read through the FIT questions at isthispdp.com, essentially the questions are describing the various characteristics that would be a very strong indicator that the brain is creating the symptoms and not the body. So again, I'm going to encourage you to hit the reset button, go back to the fundamentals and get them nailed down, because without them it's really hard for any of the practices or protocols in the TMS space, the mind-body space, and even my stuff. It's really hard for the brain to grab onto that and say, yep, they're okay, if you don't understand what causes symptoms and that it applies to you. It's just the way it is. So, anytime you're in doubt, freaking out, having a panic, go back to the fundamentals. That's the way to do it. And just kind of drill on that stuff until it's rock solid, until you take it from intellect to knowledge. I know it. So, I'm going to wrap it up there, folks. Nice short video. Should be up at the lake tomorrow, so I guess we'll see you there. And love you. Take care.